is Kcal News Mornings.
Rise and shine. Good morning to you. It is Monday, November 18th, and boy, is it cold.
It is so cold outside. It feels freezing. Did you do the heat, or what is it, seat warmers this morning?
I did, all the time, for my lower back and for the cold. But hey, thanks for joining us at Kcal News at 5 a.m. I'm Chris Holmstrom.
And I'm Galina Estrinos, and here's some of the major headlines we're following for you. Outrage growing this morning as offensive and racist messages are finding their way to more victims. Now the FBI is getting involved to find out where they're coming from and also how to stop it.
Also, a small plane comes crashing down on a drag race packed with thousands. We're going to show you the wild video and why first responders say this could have been a lot worse.
And new overnight, budget-friendly airline Spirit Airlines says it's filing for bankruptcy. I'm sad. This is one of my favorite airlines. What's next for the company and how it says current and future customers will be impacted. I know a lot of people give me grief for loving Spirit Airlines, but their flights are so cheap. Now I'm really bummed.
So cheap, and you get a flight to a lot of places.
It's like $70 round trip to places that usually cost $200 or $300. Amber, what's your face?
I immediately thought about you when I saw the headline. I was like, oh, Kalina's going to be really sad.
I know, and I just joined their Super Saver Club. So
but they're restructuring, so we'll see, right?
So we'll see.
Thank
you for making me feel better about that.
But, I mean, Tyler, feel my hands.
I know.
It's freezing.
I've been trying to warm up. I have the heater on under my desk over there.
Right.
It's chilly.
All right. So I bet you have your heaters on at home, too. Whatever you need to do to try and keep warm, because we're talking about some really chilly conditions. We have frost advisories. We do have freeze warnings. So, yeah, you definitely are not imagining things. It is cold outside. We don't have that marine layer either to help insulate any of the heat that we had during the afternoon. So here's a look. You can see all the blues on your screen. This is your next weather. Current conditions where we have 44 degrees in the Santa Clarita Valley. Santa Clarita is under that frost advisory this morning. 43 for Burbank, and then we do have mid-40s for downtown LA. We also have low 40s for Laguna Beach. As we head toward the afternoon, look at our highs. We are only going to warm up just a little bit, so we're staying well below average as we head toward the afternoon. We're talking mid-60s from the beaches all the way to our inland empire. We do have wind advisories later on this afternoon, and then we do have 50 degrees with lots of sunshine over the mountains. Coming up, my next weather forecast, I'll tell you about the wind advisories headed our way and the next bout of rain also as well. Back to you.
All right, and we know the roadways get really messy whenever it does rain, so pay attention to when Amber says that's going to happen. Let's talk about this roadway, though. Southbound 605 from Telegraph to Firestone, lanes are opening, but we still have a heavy backup there as, you know, drivers are starting to get the move on. You can take an alternate route this morning like the 710 if you'd like, and then I also have a crash on the northbound 14 at Placerita Canyon. Carpool lane is blocked off. So far, not a heavy backup there. The rest of LA, Orange County, and the Inland Empire all up to speed.
Well, Latino and LGBTQ plus communities are now being targeted in a new round of offensive text messages. Kcal News reporter Tina Patel live in Westwood with how the FBI is responding. Tina.
Good morning. Well, the FBI is asking anyone who might have gotten one of these offensive texts or emails to let them know, because they are trying to investigate where these messages are coming from and who is sending them. Now, take a look at this, because you might remember the investigators said earlier this month they started getting reports about racist messages being sent to black men, women, and students across the country. They say the language varied, but many were identifying recipients by name and said they had been selected to pick cotton on a plantation. Well, investigators now say Hispanic and LGBTQ plus communities are also being targeted with messages saying recipients will be deported or that they must report to re-education camps. We don't know if these most recent messages have gone to any local students, but we know that both LAUSD and the Santa Monica Malibu school districts were investigating those first round of texts. Now, as for whether these messages are meant to be pranks or whether they could actually be considered threats, the FBI put out a statement late last week saying, in part, although we have not received reports of violent acts stemming from these offensive messages, we are evaluating all reported incidents and engaging with the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. As we come back out here alive, the FBI says it is working with local law enforcement, and they said they are sharing any information that they get about these threats to both school officials and faith leaders, and of course they want them to stop. But again, the most important thing for them to right now do is get all the information. So if you have received one of these messages, they want you to come forward. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, just awful to hear. Tina Patel, thank you for that update.
It was a loud bang, loud bang. The two were coming in almost side by side, and all of a sudden one of them just dropped out the sky. The nose pitched down and it hit the ground.
Wow. This is wild video of a small plane crashing down at the Pomona Fair.